Hello folks, today I'm going to teach you how to create a virtual environment for your Python projects. And the reason you need virtual environments is because you want to separate out the dependencies among different projects. So let's say you have project A and you have some dependencies X, and you have project B and some dependencies Y. So you want to maintain a clear separation between the two dependencies X and Y, right? So here I'm going to first create a sample project here. I'm going to create this directory and going to name it sample project. Okay, so I have created this directory. I'm going to navigate to this, and here is where I create my virtual environment. And to create a virtual environment, first I need to specify for which Python I need to create a virtual environment, for which Python installation. Normally people have multiple Python installations in their machines. All right, so let me first ask which Python do I have. So my Python is located at this location, and if I want to know what is the version of this, I'll do this. So this was Python 2, but suppose I want to create the virtual environment for Python 3. So I'm going to ask which Python 3, where does my Python 3 reside, and uh, what is the version of my Python 3. In this case I have Python 3.7, and this is the version for which I wanted to create the virtual environment. So I'm going to create it using this command, virtual env, and then the name of the virtual environment. You can This is totally arbitrary. You can name it anything you want it to. By convention, people mostly name it env, and if you want it to be very specific, you can name it env3. And finally, you need to provide the path to your Python installation. And I'm going to copy over this and uh, click the enter or return, and boom, your virtual environment has been created. If you do a ls command here, you will see the env3 directory being created. And if you want to look further what is inside this directory, there is going to be some binaries and libraries. So what libraries are there? uh, and there are going to be some side packages which will contain the basic libraries, because you haven't installed any external packages to it. And one thing to note here is that you have created a virtual environment, but you haven't activated it yet. So for using the virtual environment, you need to activate it first, and the way to activate is to source the script that is located inside the env, uh, and then bin, and then activate. Right, so once you do this, your virtual environment has been activated and you can use this virtual environment. So now if I do Python version, it should point me to the Python 3.7, which is the Python for which we created the virtual environment. And if I want to install some package, let's say if I want to install NumPy in this environment, I can simply use the pip install commands as usual. So I am going to install NumPy here, and hit enter. It's going to install NumPy in this particular virtual environment. And if you have some other virtual environment in some other project and you want, let's say, NumPy uh, 1.15, right, which is an older version for some reason, you can install the NumPy 1.15 in that virtual environment. So you can have multiple projects having multiple dependencies independent of each other. Right? So NumPy, the latest version of NumPy has been installed here. I can verify that by using pip show command. Okay, so you have your virtual environment created, and you can start using it right away. Thank you and have a nice day.